So sometimes I come here to sit with my old friend, and I come here to sit with my hero, my teacher. And I guess just like you go to the woods to get some strength, sometimes I come here to get spiritual strength. In troubled times like right now, world and kind of turned upside down, it's important to stay here and ride the storm out, you know? And you can hear his voice here. And I don't put him up on that pedestal. He would hate that. A little bit, because he's my hero. By saying he's my hero. But that's okay to have heroes. You got to have heroes. I always say there's always that thing, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. My three heroes. My father, Bud Eckert, the son of the forest, the son of the Catskills, which I am, too, and the Holy Ghost, the Spirit of Saul, the Spirit, all those things. You know, you grew up in church hearing that, the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost, right? So I represented them with those three guys. Yeah, Saul. The world is getting crazy. And he would say that it's going to get crazy. And it's happening. You ride it out like nature. Rooted, grounded, solid. Breathing in, breathing out like the trees. Like the plants. Sing your song like the birds, you know? Alert the forest when there's something bad happening like the raven. Stay secluded like the bear, stay back in. Avoid conflict. Forage and browse through the greenery like the deer. And when you need to get a better perspective, fly up high on a thermal like a hawk and look from up above. Look from way up. These are the lessons that I was taught from these men. And from the woods itself, you know. Once you open up here, you open up to the woods, those are the lessons you learn. Learn to see God in yourself the same way your family dog. This is my little sister here. Haggis, the dog that came before, Bodie, looked at me with such love and truth. And a voice came into my head that said, do you see God in me? Because I see God in you. And that final connection of my spiritual journey was when that dog looked at me with those amber eyes and let me know it's okay to love yourself unegotistically, to love yourself empathically, that you are a divine being on this planet, as all things are divine beings. Because if you can see God in everything else. You got to be prepared to see God in yourself. And if you can see God in yourself, then you're going to be able to see God in other people. And there's a lot of people on this planet that are lost. And it's not really their fault. There's craziness on this planet, people, and I understand that. And there's a lot of ego on the planet. But you know what? This is thousands of years of evolution. This is letting our egotistical brain, which is a functioning part of our body, it has a use and it has a purpose, but we let it run off on its own. And now we got to go backwards. We got to go backwards, and we got to pick up the trail where we lost this, because this took off running way ahead on this trail, and it's running way ahead without thinking of anything else or anything that's going on around it. We got to go back on the trail where this was and pick it up and get on that path. And then we can become the beautiful divine beings like everything else in nature. We can become part of that world. So, Bodhi says that just in a look. With trust, with love. Saul kept dogs around him all the time because they always taught him that. And, you know, I've come to realize that. She hangs around here because she trusts that we're together and that we're doing this. She's never been trained. This is just Bodhi being Bodhi. This is like the perfect dog. This dog doesn't want to hurt anything, doesn't want to kill anything. She just likes to smell the wind and be in your presence. And I want to be in her presence. Yeah, all these lessons. Thank you, Saul. Thank you, Saul, for friendship. And thank you for teaching me. Thank you for looking after this community. I've always realized when I met you on the stream when I was 16, you were fishing and I was fishing, that you would be a big part of my life. And happy birthday, Dad. I know your spirit's out there, and I know that I feel it, I see it. The owl comes by, the raven comes by, the owl comes by and hoots at night, and I know it's my dad. And I know that the raven, when I hear the raven go by, laughing, that laugh, it's the same laugh as Saul. It's just like, I laugh when I hear the ravens. Saul's there. But I feel it every time I walk through the woods. I can hear that deep voice. We were up in the Canape, I hear that deep voice. Long time ago, when I was a boy, my father got me out of bed and we went coon hunting with Bud. It was like a full moon. We'd go way back in there in the Canape. And his dog, Bonnie, took off running. I got so excited. I was like ready to run. I was, bow! And she took off going. And my father and Bud in the woods. And all I heard was that deep voice. Come on back. She's on a bobcat. She ain't coming back for a while. Bud goes over to a stone wall, moves a rock, takes out a bottle of brandy. Him and my father start drinking brandy. That was a long time ago. I'll never forget that night. Very fortunate to grow up in these mountains with these people. Met Saul and Bud and my dad, you know, traipsing me around, dragging me all through these woods, dragging me along the streams. I'm very grateful for all of you. The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Yeah.